So. Fingerabdrücke, neuer Fingerabdruck. Machen wir wieder so eine Analyse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keine Treffer. Aha. Okay. Gut, dann gehen wir zu Brass. Wir brauchen einen Haftbefehl.
A print in the victim's blood. That'll do it. I'll bring him in.
Wunderbar. So,
We found your
hallo.
fingerprints in blood on the computer keyboard in your office.
So what? I already told you I found Mark and I picked up his suicide note. There was blood everywhere.
And then you told us you left the construction site. You didn't mention going back to your office first.
Are you serious? Look, I wasn't keeping a record of my every movement, so yes, I went back to the office. And I went to the computer to check on where Mark had left everything. And then I went home.
Haben Sie den Abschiedsbrief geschrieben?
How dare you ask me that question? No, I didn't write Mark's suicide note.
So. Die Beweise sagen, dass Sie lügen.
Turns out that Mark Enson's suicide note was printed from your computer after the time of death. Care to explain that?
Oh my God. This is not what it looks like.
Really? Because it looks like you did a very bad job trying to make a murder look like a suicide.
I didn't kill Mark. All I did was frame a guilty man.
What's that supposed to mean?
Mark killed himself. He jumped off that balcony. I don't think there's any question about that. But just in case there was going to be some question about it, I didn't want you guys snooping around my property for God knows how long looking for a killer. So I planted the suicide note, hoping you guys would just think it was an open and shut case.
That is one of the dumbest stories I've ever heard, Mr. Lynch. Not only is it an admission of obstruction, but it doesn't even begin to give you an alibi.
So.
No one I can think of off the top of my head. But, you know, Mark was starting to alienate a lot of folks. He was starting to act crazy, manic, impulsive. I mean, the night he died, he must have called up some subcontractor out of the blue and hired him without my approval to completely rip up the lobby and then plant that weird native cactus garden. But who the hell do you call after business hours to plant a damn garden? I don't know, but maybe that guy knows something about what happened to Mark.
Wait, you're telling us that that cactus isn't supposed to be there? Maybe we need to take a closer look at that garden.
We can sit here and you can continue to harass and try to intimidate me, but seriously, I have nothing more to say to you people.
Haben Sie ein
Want to know
Alibi?
my alibi? Why don't you just ask Agent Huntby? Oh yeah, I know him. We actually haven't had the pleasure of a formal introduction, but let's just say we have mutual friends, and some of his friends have been tailing me for the last 6 months. Maybe they'll have some pictures for you. Maybe a recording, video. I understand they like to do that sort of thing. They're kinky like that.
Haben Sie ihn erwürgt?
Absolutely not. I never laid a hand on Mark.
Wir
Look,
melden
Agent
uns.
Huntby, I'm fine with you and the feds piggybacking on our investigation, but when you have information we need, you need to share it with us immediately.
I appreciate your position, Jim. I do.
I don't
but
give a damn what you appreciate. I want to know why we may be wasting our time interrogating a suspect if you already know he has an alibi.
I'm trying to tell you it wasn't my call. There are protocols for sharing information. Yes, we are, but I'm not in charge of that particular operation.
Wo war Lynch gestern Nacht?
Well, according to the field report, Lynch returned home from dinner at 3 a.m. No further movement was observed inside his house until the following morning.
Können wir den
No.
Bericht lesen?
And the truth is, I can't confirm Zachary Lynch's whereabouts at the time of Mark Enson's murder.
Why not?
This morning, Lynch apparently gave our surveillance team the slip.
So you trying to tell us that you don't trust your men?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you, Jim. Off the record, that is. On the record, I should tell you to go to hell.
Danke für Ihre Hilfe.
Looks like we can't be sure whether Lynch was at home or not. Maybe it's time we looked at our crime scene a little more closely.
Okay, also wieder zurück zum Tatort. So. Haben wir da jetzt was Neues? Sieht nicht so aus. Aber den Garten wollten wir uns nochmal angucken. So. Aber auch hier kann ich gerade nicht wirklich irgendwas feststellen. Ist hier vielleicht irgendwas? Hm. Ich finde rein gar nichts Neues. Ja, bitte. Der Garten in der Lobby der Baustelle war nicht genehmigt. Den sehen wir uns besser genauer an. Ja, will ich ja. Aber da finde ich nichts. Vielleicht hier am Rand. Aha.
Let's get this to the lab and find out what kind of plant it is.
Okay. Gut, der Schauplatz ist durch.
Check this out. So I was doing a little background on this ash meadow gum plant, and I found these articles related to the building of the La Ventura Casino. It seems that an environmental group called Primeval won a temporary injunction against Silver Sierra's construction of La Ventura. It was seeking a supplemental environmental impact report on the ash meadows habitat, which Primeval claimed was being threatened at the building site. But it looks like an appeals court overturned the injunction.
Okay, so, Schauplätze. Gehen wir nochmal nach da. So, hier hat man nichts mehr. Aber irgendwo muss noch was sein, sonst wäre das ja abgehakt hier. Ich denke allerdings, dass es, wenn dann eher hier drin ist. Mhm. Nein. Ja, bitte. Beweise. Oh.
Well, from the smell of it, I bet I can guess what that is. And if it's some sort of specialty fertilizer, then maybe we can connect it back to a specific manufacturer or distributor.
Okay. So, gucke ich mich jetzt hier nochmal kurz weiter um. Wenn ich da sonst nichts mehr finde, gehe ich nochmal ins Labor. So. Okay. Also auf ins Labor. Chemikalien. So. Und zwar ist das da drin? Das glaube ich nicht. Nee. So, die sind drin. Ja. Nein. Ja.
This is a high-grade synthetic fertilizer. It's rare enough that Brass should be able to contact the manufacturer and get a record of the people to whom they sell and ship their product. We should swing by his office.
Alles klar, mache ich dann gleich. So. Ja. Juhu, so. DNA haben wir keine neue, gut. Lass mal gucken. So, was haben wir denn da sonst noch? Beweise. Gut, damit können wir gerade nichts anfangen. Das war nicht derselbe, oder? Ups. So. Nee. So, dann gehen wir nochmal hier rein. Ja, warte doch. Computeranalyse. Nein. Was denn noch? Ja, das wollte ich doch eh noch machen. Langsam. So. Dann machen wir das jetzt besser, bevor wir dann nochmal die E-Mail für kriegen. Wir brauchen eine Liste aller Käufer von RXU 1127 im Gebiet von Las Vegas.
Obrera's lawyers were very cooperative. Unfortunately for us, there was only one buyer who purchased the fertilizer in our area. About 6 months ago, a nursery called Green Growth Plants.
Turns out that nursery is owned by a man by the name of Todd Stewart.
Todd Stewart?
We can't prove it yet, but we suspect he's connected to a group called Primeval. We think he's a terrorist, an eco-terrorist.
Guten Tag.
Todd Stewart? We'd like to ask you a few questions.
I'm a little confused. Am I in some kind of trouble here?
Your name came up during the course of a homicide investigation.
Homicide? Who got killed?
Construction foreman over at the La Ventura site. His name is Mark Ensign.
So, und zwar, kennen Sie Mark Ensign?
No, I don't.
Kennen Sie einen Mann namens Zachary Lynch?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay, kennen Sie irgendjemand auf der Baustelle?
Not that I know of. No, I'm sorry.
Hat sie eine eingestellt, um am Bau des La Ventura Hotels und Casinos zu arbeiten?
Build a garden? Maybe water some plants?
No, no one ever has. And I would never accept a job like that, even if it were offered to me.
Their money
Warum
no
würden Sie
good
denn nicht
for you?
arbeiten?
Do we really need another casino in Las Vegas? Really? For that matter, do we really need another gated housing community or a freeway? When is this gonna stop? Not to get on my soapbox here, but I do consider myself to be a very active environmentalist, and I can't stand to bear witness to what we are doing to literally exterminate our planet. She truly is our Mother Earth, and we owe it to her to do whatever we can to keep her safe.
Okay, ist Ihnen eine Umweltschützergruppe namens Primeval ein Begriff?
Yes, I am familiar with them, and I already know what your next question is gonna be.
Are you a member of Primeval, Mr. Stewart?
No, I am not a member, but I will be honest with you. I believe in their cause, I do. This runaway train of so-called progress must be derailed somehow, otherwise this beautiful planet will die. And if protecting our planet sometimes means resorting to guerrilla gardening, so be it. It falls right in line with the traditional practice of civil disobedience.
Well, you may not be a member, but it kind of sounds like you might have pledged a few dollars over the years.
I often wish I had. And I bet you wish I had. Because that would mean you could arrest me right now for helping to finance a terrorist group. But the sad truth is, I don't have the courage of my convictions. I'm just a gardener.
So. Dürfen wir einen Abdruck von Ihrem Schuh machen?
Of my shoe? Why?
Is there a problem, Mr. Stewart?
I got a problem with you playing fast and loose with my rights. But you know what? Let's just get this whole thing over with. Take my whole damn shoe if you like.
Okay. Ja, das sind aber die falschen Schuhe, aber ich mach
Thanks for
trotzdem ein Foto
showing us the
von.
bottom of your shoe, Todd.
So. Frag ich mal nach der
You gotta be
DNA-Probe.
kidding, right?
We don't even need to draw your blood. Just a swab to the mouth will do. Totally painless.
But why?
We'd like to be able to exclude you as a potential suspect.
You guys really are a piece of work. Whatever, take it.
Okay, dankeschön. Haben Sie Dünger der Sorte RXU bla bla
No, I
gekauft?
That's why I'm here, isn't it?
Anyone else have access to it?
Yes, I have several people who work for me.
So, haben Sie je das Grundstück des Laventura betreten?
Haven't we been over this? No, I've never been to the Laventura site.
Ja, sagen die das?
You guys are crazy. That doesn't mean anything.
You're right, that was a mistake.
Okay. Sie haben Mark Ensign gewirkt, nicht wahr?
What? No, I've never heard a living soul.
Na, egal.
Thank you for your
So.
cooperation, Mr. Stewart. But we'd like you to stick around for a little bit while we verify some information.
You know, I don't mind helping you guys. I just mind being treated like a criminal.
Well, if the shoe fits.
So. Gehen wir mal wieder ins Labor. Haben jetzt ein bisschen was zu testen. So. Der Vergleich. Das mit
The shoe print
dem
we found at the
Schuh.
crime
Oh.
scene is a match to Todd Stewart's shoe impression.
Okay. Da hat wohl jemand gelogen. Na, es ist gerade tierisch am Laggen. Ich starte mal die Aufnahme neu. Bis gleich.